fight really had. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? I'm so excited. It's been announced that the 8th worldweight champion, boxing champion Manny Pacquiao is going to be fighting Errol Spence Jr. This August. Oh my goodness, aren't you excited? Because I am. I mean, this is the kind of style I've been waiting for a long time, for a substantial amount of time, and I see Manny Pacquiao as literally, alongside Canelo Alvarez, as being the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. But Canelo Alvarez obviously is my pound for pound king, greatest boxer of all time. But Manny Pacquiao, what he's done in boxing, what he's accomplished from making his professional debut in 1997, is just nothing sort of sensational. And he's going to be facing Errol Spence Jr., the current welterweight champ. Well, he holds a belt at welterweight, but you've got fighters such as Keith Thurman, Kell Brook. The list goes on in the welterweight division. You got Sean Potter. And yeah, honestly, mate, it's just going to be a fantastic fight. You know why? I mean, you might have people saying that Pacquiao is old. He's like 41, 42, 43. But let's be honest here, like, his last fight was actually against Keith Thurman, who is a killer, who's like a real star, who is a welterweight champion at the time, the IBF, I think, welterweight champion of the world. And Pacquiao, although it was a split decision, I think, for me personally, that should have been a unanimous decision in favor of Manny Pacquiao. I mean, he dropped him in the first round, a beautiful jab, right hand to the body and left hook upstairs. And, you just cannot complain when it comes to Pacquiao. And on the other hand, Errol Spence Jr. Has defeated the likes of Kell Brook and came from a fantastic performance against. It was probably one of the best fights. Well, maybe it's gonna rank in the top 25 best boxing bouts in the history of boxing. And it was him versus Sean Potter. That fight was just sensational, absolutely sensational. Errol Spence Jr., Sean Potter, and he won the fight by unanimous decision. And in fact, he caught him around the last round with a left hook. That was the deciding factor in why he won the fight, and that was primarily the reason why he won the fight, because the fight was actually so close. And essentially, the bout is being made. Pacquiao, Errol Spence Jr., ladies and gentlemen, aren't you excited? Because I absolutely am. I am excited. Manny Pacquiao, honestly, what Pacquiao's done in boxing is nothing short of sensational. Nothing short of sensational. I mean, got victories against the likes of Miguel Cotto, total domination, defeated Oscar De La Hoya in 2008. In fact, he retired Oscar De La Hoya, knocked out Ricky Hatton out cold against Ricky Hatton, and at the age of 41 became probably the oldest welterweight champion in boxing history. Manny Pacquiao, like, who can complain? Just tremendous, just absolutely tremendous guy. Although he had losses against the likes of Eric Moraes and Juan Manuel Marquez, which he got knocked out, but he actually won against those fighters anyways. I mean, he's beaten Moraes twice in their trilogy, and he's beaten Juan Manuel Marquez 3 times in their 4 fights anyways, I mean, the first fight was, if I'm not mistaken, the first fight between the two guys was a draw. The second fight and third fight, Manny Pacquiao won by split decision and unanimous decision. But in 2012, unfortunately, he got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez, out cold. But he's just shown that he is like literally one of the greatest of all time, alongside Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Money Mayweather and the likes of Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, and Lennox Lewis. The list just goes on, to be honest. A star. Manny Pacquiao, that's what he is. An absolute star, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm excited for this bout. It's going to be August. I'm not actually sure the actual date, but I hope you're excited as well, because let's get this party started, ladies and gentlemen. And as this fight obviously is going to be taking place, I mean, it essentially begs the question on what if Floyd Mayweather goes toe-to-toe with Manny Pacquiao at this age right now, both, essentially out of their primes. who is gonna win like right now? Floyd Mayweather hasn't competed professionally since 2015, although he's fought Conor McGregor in 2017, but real professional boxing, not an exhibition, since 2015 against Andre Berto. But Manny Pacquiao's last bout was against Keith Thurman in 2019. Like, if they actually collide, who is gonna win? Mayweather's defense and excellent counter-punching, and Manny Pacquiao's, just flourish of punches, great footwork, a decent footwork, and just overall fantastic boxing style. Who's going to win? Who have you got winning? Personally, I probably have Floyd Mayweather winning, to be honest, because of his defense, because of his counter punching skills. I mean, we've seen that in their previous bout, which just took place in 2015. Remember, around March of 2015 or April of 2015, when Floyd just outskilled Manny Pacquiao, just outskilled him. But anyways, this is about the Errol Spence Jr. and Manny Pacquiao fight, and what are the odds of Pacquiao winning this fight? It's probably not as exponential as probably people might try and make it out to be, but there's definitely a possibility, as he's beating someone like Keith Thurman, who's just as dangerous as Errol Spence Jr. So the best thing Manny Pacquiao needs to do is definitely avoid inside fighting, fighting in the inside. He rarely does that, to be honest. He's quite smaller than Errol Spence Jr., but Spence Jr. definitely rips to the body. He has decent left hooks to the body, and I think that's going to be devastating if Pacquiao tries to stand toe-to-toe with him. However, like Manny Pacquiao, what is proven to boxing fans across the world is that he is the legend from the Sarangani Province in the Philippines, and is capable of anything. He's an 8 division world weight champion, 8 division weight champion in boxing. No one in the history of boxing has done that. That is already a resume for Pacquiao to essentially flex on, to brag on in front of these boxers, ladies and gentlemen. An absolutely sensational fight. What do you think? Your opinions on the fight, what do you think about the bout between Pacquiao and Errol Spence Jr.? Who do you think is going to win? Is it the youth and athleticism of Errol Spence Jr., or like the experience and counter-striking skills of Manny Pacquiao from the Sarangani Province in the Philippines? What are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? And I just made this video of spontaneously, and of course contemporaneously, because I haven't really kind of planned out anything. I just saw the news and kind of woke up as well. I'm like, let me just make the video for you lot. But ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be an absolutely fantastic bout. Manny Pacquiao from the Sarangani Province in the Philippines, and Errol Spence Jr. For the welterweight championship of the world. I don't know what actual belt it is right now. Even that's what I don't know, because I'm struggling. Not much research done on it. But yeah, anyways, I will let you know in my next in another video, which is also gonna pertain to this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Aren't you excited? Aren't you excited? And when people ask me, well, who's like the pound for pound king in boxing, I tell them right now, I believe that Saul Canelo Alvarez is pound for pound the greatest boxer of all time. He is. I mean, what he's accomplished is sensational. But there was a time that even some people had this presupposition that Mayweather is scared to fight Manny Pacquiao. So if people had that presupposition in a time where Mayweather is actually the great as well, alongside Pacquiao, it just shows you how good of a fighter Manny Pacquiao really is. So we definitely need to respect, and we need to put respect on his name. But then you've got a young Errol Spence Jr. who is definitely going to be the betting favorite to win the fight. But again, just like people say, and this just like this old saying goes, old dogs still bite, and they bite really hard. Anyways, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely would appreciate your perspective on this bout between. I would definitely appreciate your perspective on this bout between Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence Jr. And as I've mentioned, and I sometimes I tend to repeat myself a lot, but I saw it on Instagram. I was like, what the hell? it's been announced yesterday. So I was like, you know what? I definitely need to make a video about. And, you know, I was like, I definitely need to make a video about this fight. I just have to. Really have to make a video about this fight because it's just the bout to make. It really is the bout to make. And, you know, it's like, oh, why are you trying to hype up this fight? Pacquiao doesn't stand a chance. Well, that's your own perspective, by the way. But I'm telling you this, Manny Pacquiao has the potential in beating Errol Spence Jr. and essentially hold the belt that Errol Spence Jr. is holding right now, which I haven't even done research on, by the way, because that's how quickly this fight has just hit me. That's literally how quickly this fight just hit me, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely sensational. Sensational. What can you say? What can you say? Boom. I'm mind blown. I'm mind blown, ladies and gentlemen. I'm mind blown, but this is the exciting bit. And I know I am kind of using a lot of anecdotes, but there was a time that we never dreamt of this when we had COVID-19. We never dreamt of fights just materializing the way they are essentially at this current status quo of COVID-19 lockdowns and all of that. We just, not in my ancestors' wildest dreams, but they are. So yeah, look, what can you say? I'm just happy. And make sure to ignore the background because I just woke up. I've got a towel right there, you know. It's just wrong. It's the wrong timing to make a video. I look like a mess. My hair looks like a mess, but ladies and gentlemen, but I still want to bring you like the videos that, you know, you like deserve, because as I've mentioned, a presupposition, or I'm conjecturing, or I'm assuming and presuming that you lot are the best audience on YouTube, excuse me. And I do appreciate all the support as well, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure to smash the like button down below, comment, you know, and subscribe, obviously, with your notification bells turned on. And, you know, let's keep it going. And if you can help me, you know, increase my watch time on YouTube, that would also be amazing, because it allows my content to be pushed and ranked in practical terms for people to be able to see the content. And, you know, YouTube then recommends the content to people, to more people to watch it. And if you lot can do that for me, your boy Ibra, that would mean a lot for like a young gazer like myself, you know what I mean? It means a lot to me, to be honest. So yeah, anyways, a beautiful fight coming up between Pacquiao and Errol Spence Jr. And what's going to be next for Manny Pacquiao if he loses? Who knows? Is he going to retire? Is it going to be the end of a 24 to 25-year professional career in boxing? Held belts in 4 different decades. It's just tremendous, mate. He's the legend. He's the GOAT. Manny Pacquiao, ladies and gentlemen. What can you say? A proper gazer right there, mate. A proper gazer. So I appreciate the support anyways. Make sure to click the 2 videos up here. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a fantastic day.